Well, hello. I'm going to talk about a personal thing. I think a lot of people struggle with this. I don't struggle with it. I struggle with the fact that people make it a problem for me. I told you guys 3 years ago, 4 years ago, or whatever, when I kind of came online for the first time because I saw a route in my life to escape Heath Pedigo and Daisy Fresh with the BJJ instructionals. I realized I could film them out of my garage. Mike Zangas was sending me mats. I had plans and shit, but Bird sabotaged them hard, and they didn't work out. And I got my passion and creativity back with the YouTube channel. I got passionate about making those cool-ass fucking stupid thumbnails. And I just fucking snapped to one day, and I hit the ground running. And then what it really was I came out. And you all got to see the real me at the time. But I didn't know how to be the real me because I spent my entire life hiding in a box and masking and shit. Being a person that fit into everyone else's mold. When you're in a hostile environment for so long, which Daisy Fresh was for me, you eventually make yourself a person that just fits in enough or whatever. And thank God I kept my goddamn core of goodness alive. But it was hard. And I said at the time, I was like, none of you know me. Stop acting like you know me. How could you know me? I didn't know myself at the time. How could people say they knew me? It has to do with change. People change. People aren't always the people you think you know. You've seen sides of them. Sides of them that they've allowed you to see. And some people are better at seeing more. I told you I see the goddamn souls a long time ago, and that was way before I figured out God was real and shit. I'm very perceptive now. And I struggle a lot with the fact that I'm fucking this. Listen to how I talk and act. I'm not the same person I was. I've changed. A lot of it happened to me. But I'm still me. But it's not the same. I lost my innocence. I lost the knowledge that people could ever take care of me. That other people could do it and I wouldn't have to do it myself and shit like that. And I grew the fuck up. And now people hear and see me talk and they're like, fuck, I don't even recognize it. And for me, it's just a what the fuck kind of thing. Because I am the same. In the ways that matter, I am the same. But I've clearly seasoned up. I'm grizzled, I'm fucking broken, but I don't break. And this is just who I am. It may have been 2 years for all you, but it wasn't for me. It was a goddamn eternity. Hard times when you live maximally in the moment at all times like I do. Stretch for you. I don't remember what happened a week ago. I can remember the events, but it was so long ago for me with what I go through every day. Just trying to survive and dealing with the shit that I deal with. I can't help that you all don't know me anymore. You should remember the parts of me that are still there. I don't get an opportunity to express myself in those ways because I don't have those people around me in my life. I don't have opportunities to be that person. It's about identity. Shrek actually said it best. Ogres have layers like an onion. But I'm my core at all times. My core just is me. I went through that spiritual experience where I unified myself into one. And I just was me. There's no masks ever. But that doesn't mean I get to fucking goof off. I have no one to goof off with. That doesn't mean I get to act silly and be funny a lot of the times, because I don't have the opportunity. People bring out parts of you. Relationships are important. God made so that God could grow too. You need a reflection. But if you're just looking at yourself, you're just seeing yourself. When other people look at you, they see you a different way. They see the you that you are and the you that they imagine, what you mean to them. But if they don't share that with you, it doesn't really matter to you, does it? It's one of the reasons why I only do open relationships. Because I've never found a girl that could fucking, like... Well, that's not fully true. But it is. You know, like I love all my ex-girlfriends and stuff. Kind of, ish. You know? But like... Every one of them brought out some part of me. Or they helped me grow into something. I'll just fucking talk about it with Michelle. We were very hypersexual. On Michelle's birthday, in the box outside of Daisy Fresh, I gave her 100 orgasms in an hour. What's she gonna do? Sue me for telling the truth? I taught Floor had an orgasm with a thought. That's a fact. We were in a U-Haul heading towards, it was out in California, heading to the LA event that I did. But the girls always bring out a certain part of me. You know what I mean? Like, imagine you're with a little cute girl. Just a cute girl, you know, that's what she is. She's like cute and innocent and stuff. Well, then maybe she needs you to be a protector. You get to be that. Maybe she needs you to be her devil. Fucks people up on her behalf so she feels safe to be cute. And you protect her innocence. Maybe she just needs a partner and you can be cute and innocent with her. But when you limit yourself to one person, you don't get to grow in other ways with other people. And early on in my life, it's so long ago now, I don't even remember, but it was like with Emily Schaefer. Around that time, I finally was just like, nah, I can't really do the monogamy thing very well. I wasn't very good at it. You know, I'm as loyal as it gets, honestly. Like, I went through the whole cheating on girls phase with Nicole and shit, and fucking got over that. I felt like a piece of shit. I hated myself. I literally hated myself. And like, every girl I ever dated did something or showed me a part of themselves that just made me see them completely different. They showed me something malicious or so petty it's disgusting, or they betrayed me in some way or something like that, and I could never see them the same. And then at that point, the passion, it goes away. It was just gone. And I stayed out of loyalty and love, but that didn't make me happy. And finally, I just decided my happiness was the priority for me, finally. So I started just telling the girls that I dated, and I don't want to be monogamous. I just want to do open relationships. And if you can't handle that, then we just can't be together. And I was just honest about it. identity is everything. It's everything. You are how you identify. But you got to make it true. You can't live in your head. If you identify as some psycho bitch assassin, but you walk around working at Denny's, and you never get to be that person, you're just not really. That's your potentiality and hasn't been realized yet. This is the type of shit I wanted to talk about the whole time I trained at Daisy Fresh. It's the shit I used to talk about in Michigan before I moved out. Now am I supposed to talk about it with those retards? And then when I used to try to talk about it on YouTube videos, because you'd all been conditioned to see everything I say as some kind of delusion, because that is what happened. You didn't even listen to the words that I said or how I said them. I tried to teach you guys conceptual jiu-jitsu on my porch. You couldn't even understand it because you're that goddamn dumb. So instead of realizing that you're a fucking idiot that needs to think harder, you would attack me, so I stopped talking about it. You were trying to take me, who had fully broken out of the box, and put me back into it because you couldn't accept that I just was that. It's disgusting. It is one of like the worst things you could ever do to somebody. When I say leave people's mental health alone, first off, mine is perfect. I got over that shit a long time ago, and it was all your goddamn faults that I was ever even struggling. All I ever dealt with in my life was depression. And I know what manic episodes are. It's not what you think. It's a God thing. It really is. And fucking... it's so hard to talk to people that think they know me. And the people that thought they knew me, they look at me and they're like, oh, where did Andrew go? So what do you mean, where did Andrew go? I didn't go anywhere. You all left me, and I grew. And with growth comes change. And if you don't watch it happen, when you see that person later, they might look like a different person, but they still are them, depending. I just like back then, I just like couldn't even talk to people I knew. I used to tell people like, no, I can't be around anyone that thinks they know me. You all would be calling me crazy because you're retards, but then I would go out to seminars and I'd go interact with hundreds of people that had not a single problem with me. It's like I knew I was fine. It was only you all and your preconceptions and misconceptions about me. That was the problem. I've always been wise and I've always been smarter than anyone I've ever talked to. Ever. It's never been close. But I didn't get to show you guys how goddamn smart I actually am because I made myself brain dead in Daisy Fresh to survive. Because every time I tried to express an opinion that went against Heath Pedigo's retarded little fucking opinions about shit that he doesn't know anything about, he would become violent. So I stopped. And when you're not allowed to express your thought at all, eventually you kind of just stop thinking about that shit. I made myself a retard to survive that environment. But my retarded self was so much smarter than all you still. You see the fucking problem being me? Because it is a problem. It's very difficult for me to have a conversation with people that engages me. Because when they start talking, within the first few words, just based on what they say and how they say it, I know exactly where they're going and the state of mind they said it from. I know it's irrelevant and wrong, or both, either. And there's no point letting you finish your sentence, because it's already wrong or a lie or irrelevant or something like that. So I tend to just be like, I tend to cut you off. I don't want to sit there and listen to you fucking just talk bullshit. when I already know the answer, the truth of it, because I've thought about it before, and I know the real answers. The worst is when people think they know what they're talking about when it comes to shit I already know everything about, because I've spent time learning it. I've had people try to talk to me about dog training, and it's like, you don't know what you're fucking talking about. I really do. I've had people try to talk to me about jiu-jitsu, and I'm just like, dude, get the fuck away from me. You know, it's like, when it comes to most shit that I talk about, I am an expert, or I wouldn't be talking about it at all. I'd be asking questions. This is how I've always been in some way. People just don't like to accept the fact that people aren't who you think they are most of the time. And it's because they're not honest and because you don't pay attention. They don't accept the fact that people really do change. And you can change yourself intentionally, and I do it all the time. But when I change myself, I literally become a different person. When I was a kid, I was very jealous. My emotions were too much. And I hated the way that it made me act. So I moved in jealousy as best as I could. I got rid of the toxic jealousy. The jealousy that makes you want to get even. Or get spiteful or something like that. And all I have is like petty jealousy. You know what I mean? Where it's like get away from my girl kind of shit. That's not the same at all. You know, like if I was dating a porn star, that'd be hard. I'll lighten that one up a little bit. I would struggle with that one. But, you know, like let's say I was dating an actress or something, and you know she had to do like a make-out with a guy scene. I would be like, you know what I mean, or something like that. Or it might make me actually kind of feel kind of bad. But those would just be conversations I would have with my partner. You know what I mean? Or what if I saw a girl hit like there's just so many ways to approach relationships. I've had a relationship with a girl where it's like, that bitch owned her sexuality. She played men. She made them fall in love with her, and she used them to get money. I helped her do it, because I knew that's what she wanted and needed. And she used it. And she was happier because she owned a part of herself that she'd always felt ashamed of. That's the kind of guy I am. I try to bring out the best in people. But like my petty jealousy, kind of shit, you know what I mean? That's really it. If a girl intentionally tried to make me jealous, it would break my heart and I would just walk away from her forever. That is what I would do. Because I have before. I told you guys at one point in my life, my words are deep and heavy, and my emotions are like an ocean in a hurricane. You all don't experience life that way. You're not enough. You're not big enough. You haven't grown enough, experienced enough, thought about it, and got more experience from it. I told you guys a long time ago, intelligence is the highest priority of God, of civilization, of all things. It's intelligence only. How can you be good if you're not smart enough to figure out what good is in a complicated situation? You'll reduce things to black and white and you'll get it wrong and hurt people. Intelligent people look at the black, the white, the gray, and the rainbow, and they see what happened and they calibrate based on it. It's complicated. Morality and ethics are very complicated. They're not simple at all. That's the stuff I've always loved to talk about. I told my middle school history teacher, Mr. Norris, I wanted to be a philosopher. I was already doing martial arts. But martial arts for me were just a way to defend myself or to beat the fuck out of people who really needed it. I wanted to write books and be a philosopher. And then I learned science and rationality. And on a soul God level, it turns out they're the same. Philosophy's early science of the mind. Just trying to figure out reality and creation. The scientific method is a bias-free way of doing it and getting results that are accurate and repeatable. Combined, it's called philosophy-science or something. You know what I mean? It's just philosophy and science still. It's just doing it properly. That is who I am at my core. Like I said, I'm fucking up here. This is me. This is what I cherish. My priorities have always been correct. I exist to help, but I fucking goddamn exist to find love and passion and shit like that. When it comes down to it, I'll choose here. But everybody kind of that knows me a little bit kind of knows it's like I will beeline to the girl every single time. And people have this misconception that you're supposed to wait for love to find you. That's an evil idea. Why would you wait for the best thing that could ever happen to you? Why wouldn't you be pursuing it at all times? Every cash registered 10 dime bitch wants Romeo to sweep her off her feet correctly. And I mean, don't be a douchebag. Flirt with her. Get her number. You could change her whole life that way. One encounter can change your whole life. But if you're just waiting for love to find you, those encounters aren't there. You won't go talk to the girl. And the girls don't ever go talk to the guys for some reason. They've been delusionally convinced that they're little princesses and shit, and they're supposed to wait and wait and wait and wait. And that's how, you know, someone like Tom Cruise ends up with fucking a 10 out of 10 instead of a fucking, like, some country girl. Jerry Seinfeld did it. Fucking, he got it. And I hate how much flack he got for it. He dated a girl, what was she, 17 or 18? He was like 30 or 30 something. But like, I've listened to him talk about her and I've listened to her talk. She was very mature. And he's a good person. There was no grooming. They were just two people who met and fell in love. There was a passion spark and it grew into a flame. It was natural and healthy and organic. And it ruined his career. That's disgusting that people did that to him. Those people make me sick. It comes down again to you all being, that's when it comes to that kind of shit, I draw fucking hard lines, and I I don't fuck around with that. Like, I look at a 17, 18-year-old girl, 18 yes, 17 probably fuck no, it depends, you know what I mean? Like, even if it's legal in the state, like, she's not going to be mature enough for me, you know what I mean? But like, there's Romeo and Juliet laws and shit like that. And like, people still get put on pedophile lists, even if just for stuff like that. It's stupid. You know, she's 14, no. 15, probably no. 16, probably no. 17 is basically a fucking adult in the making, depending on the girl. Or switch the roles, and it's a guy, you know, like a older, experienced woman teaching a guy how to fucking like express himself and fucking have sex, and fucking she mommies him. Every goddamn guy loves it. They get told they're supposed to not love it. It's weird. But why wouldn't that apply in reverse? There's kind of a thing where girls like older guys. I didn't mean to jump on the subject. I'm just going off. You know? But when I was in jail, one of the times, false arrests, there was a pedophile in the cell with me and everyone wanted to beat him up, and I made sure every motherfucker in that cell knew they would goddamn regret it. And I protected that motherfucker. And I talked to him after the fact and he told me about his story. He texted a goddamn girl who he just met online. She sent him a nude picture. She was 16. He was like 29. And then he just got arrested. He didn't even know her age. He's a pedophile now. He's on the pedophile list. That is an evil list when it's used that way. What's the point of jail? Jail is punishment, but it's deterrent. It's supposed to be rehabilitation also. You've served your sentence. That should be it. Shit like that is unjust, it's unfair, it's unrighteous. And now to tie this back, hi, I'm Andrew Wilson from Daisy Fresh, the Daisy Fresh documentary shit. There was a point in my life where I'd never really had a bank card and shit. Never got my own hotel room. I'm shy, even if you can't tell. When I hit on girls, I normally am like, look, I'm going to run away after I say this, but holy fuck, you are gorgeous, and then I flee. You just can't tell that about me because you don't know me and you've never seen me in those situations. Stop judging people. I judge correctly every time. About their perspective, I think about the reality of it, and I don't fuck it up ever. You all fuck it up every time. And you project your false judgments onto people and you ruin them and their lives. If you can't accept the fact that I'm a thing, I'm different than you ever knew, I'm better in every way than I ever got to show. I can't. It's not my fault. It's like being blamed for being me. It's like being blamed for being born gay or something. It's like being blamed for being born black. I just am this. This is just me. You guys remember when I was talking to Grace and making the videos, the Instagram videos, when I first figured out God was real? And I was like, babe, wake up, the sun's here. Well, the fucking sun just got fucking, the clouds just covered it, and now I'm fucking freezing cold. So, what is the moral of this video? Try to get to know people. Don't make them feel judged. Let people be themselves and just accept that that's who they are. And when people aren't acting like themselves, like you've known them, maybe you didn't know them properly. Or maybe they're trying to change and grow. And you're trying to keep them in the mold that you conceptualize them as in your head. And you're not letting them. Don't do that shit. That is the type of shit that pisses them off. Identity is your soul. You are your soul. You're supposed to change. When you like something about yourself, you don't want it to change, it's perfect for you. It's a perfection inside of you. Don't make them change. Give people options. And That's it. And enable them. When they're trying to change, help them. Never roadblock and stonewall them. You can guide by just supporting and aiding them. But don't judge. I've heard the judge will be very pissed off if you do. It's kind of his job for a reason.